Let's get it started in here.
Turn me up.
The Party Starter Podcast is on. DJ Blue Diamond.
For the ladies, baby.
DJ Scenario.
DJ.
And DJ J5.
Come on. We in here.
Welcome back to the Party Starter Podcast. I'm your boy, DJ Scenario.
I am DJ J5.
And it's your wifey's favorite DJ, Blue Diamond, baby. And today is Hump Day.
Oh, yeah, Rafi Malice. That too, that day. Shout to Rafi Malice in the building.
Our special guest today.
Young phenom coming
Yes.
up out here.
Yes.
And we are going to ask him some questions about who he is, who he wants to be, about the music that he's making. So how you feeling? How's it going for you today?
I'm feeling good, feeling refreshed. I just played some Fortnite before I pulled up, so I'm feeling like, you know.
Are you nice, though?
Okay.
Like, you can play Fortnite, but are you nice?
Yo, I be cranking, bro.
Are you ranked? Because I know there's like a ranking system in Fortnite. I don't know too much about it, but tell me about it.
They got like ranking systems. I don't be on like that. I be on a lot, but like not that much. You guys got to be on like
Faithfully.
Yeah.
20 hours.
No life, like.
Yes,
No real life, that is.
for real.
Well, I know anybody that really plays that like crazy is making money from that, though.
Are you making money off Fortnite?
Nah, I don't be streaming. I just be playing for fun.
Okay.
You
Gotcha,
just want to
gotcha.
live
Play with the
life and have
bros,
fun.
Yeah.
Yo, do y'all? This kid is white, bro. He got money. Like he got the bag.
I
don't know why
know.
y'all trying to play him for.
I'm
Like,
sorry. Supreme means you got the bag. Get it?
That don't mean he got the bag.
Yeah, nah, we
but he's
just
getting
get
to
it.
the bag.
I'ma
He
get
got
the
a bag
bag
on the
soon.
table
Get to
too.
the bag.
Look.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the bag soon. Soon I'm gonna have like hundreds of millions for real.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
that's the kind of attitude
you
you
speak
need.
it into existence. Go ahead.
So
Why
like,
not?
how has your whole music career started? What sparked you into going into this whole hip hop thing? What made
So-
it like? What was a spark for you?
I've been writing music for like as long as I can remember, like from experience that I had. I like my escape was like to literally like go and just write like raps, and then like I was always writing. I had like my notes were always like filled up all this shit, and then like one day my boy's like, oh, let's go to the studio. I'm going. I literally went and I went into the booth and straight fire.
So I
Straight
noticed that you
fire.
got a dope tone. Like it's you got a lot of swag. You know,
Yeah.
especially not to say sound racist, but for a white kid, you know,
Yeah.
that's what everybody thinks. But people are starting to come out more to the light with people like you. That this is a normal thing. Like everybody got their own kind of swag.
Yeah.
So is there somebody that influenced you, like coming up and learning about music and how to spit, how to write 16 bars or whatever?
Yeah,
Like
so-
one of your favorite artists growing up.
So my favorite artist growing up was like Mac Miller.
Fire.
That was literally like
Dope.
that was my number one favorite artist, and then I was learning a lot from him, and then my brothers. Like I wasn't in like the era of listening to all like the OG rappers. Like I didn't listen to all them like Big L.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked with Jay-Z, and my brothers would always like play like Biggie, Tupac.
Yeah.
And then it just got to the point that I kept on going, and I kept on listening to my type of music. Like I like rock, I like Coldplay, Oasis, like, I like Ellie Goulding, Gashi. And, like then I feel like it kind of like just mixed together, and then like Rafi Malice was born.
So would you say your music is more lyrical or kind of more mainstream, or in between?
I feel like it's kind of in between because I try to be as versatile as possible. Sometimes like I'll make a song that like a singing song, and then other times I'll make like a song I'll just be like rapping and like just spitting bars.
So is there a favorite kind of genre of music you like to do right now that you feel most comfortable with?
Honestly, like to be honest, I don't feel like genres are gonna exist soon. I feel like
Yeah.
they're gonna go away.
I like
It's gonna
that.
be music.
It's like
It's gonna be what it is.
for real. Cause like think of it like now what's like the hip hop was never like how it is now. Like let's say like hip hop now it literally sounds like rock music.
It is. Even the
I love
culture
it, yeah.
itself, like the fashion,
Cause
is like
if you
taken
look
from
at
that.
it in a certain
Little
way,
Uzi,
everything
right?
every single thing in the whole entire world revolves around a circle. Everything comes back. Baggy jeans comes back. Plaid
Yes.
comes back.
I don't
She
think
on
I'm
her
wearing baggy
clueless
jeans no more,
swag
though.
today.
Because my baggy jeans were baggy jeans. Like,
Like,
Well,
I
you were
don't know
talking
how
like
bad y'all wanna
Parasuco
get.
type
like
of baggy,
you can
or
get in here too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, yo, everything like everything comes back. Everything revolves around
Yeah.
a circle. And what only from 2-3 years ago, hip hop was the number one genre.
Mhm.
And but now like you have like crazy stuff going on, like Lil Nas X, country or hip hop.
Right.
Like who?
Or straight or gay, you know, that's another thing.
Yeah, like-
it doesn't even matter, right? I'm dead ass, right?
Nah,
Isn't that like an issue?
Well, who's gonna decide? Who's gonna be the person to say?
But I
this
think
is not it.
the mystery of that whole thing is what keeps people fucking with that person and wanting to see more. Like, what the fuck is this about?
Yeah.
I don't think it's like I don't even think having good music matters that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right now.
Nah,
like,
but to come out, you gotta have a hit. You gotta like.
you could or you can't, cause like people, like now people won't listen to an artist if he has fire music and he just looks like a bozo. Like you have
You know what it is too?
Personality
As a
plays a major
DJ,
part.
there's
Yes.
different levels of hits. You know what I'm saying? Like there's the ratchet hits. There's the like listening hits.
Yeah.
Like look at like Russ. Russ is like a fucking damn near. Well, how much is he making now? A lot of money. But we don't play his songs in the club. But he still
No,
got hits.
right.
You know, like that's kind of like what I was saying.
But LMA is R&B, and we still play Boot Up in the club.
Yeah, boot up could rock. That gets the
But
bitches
also
lit.
the thing is, like I feel like the people that have like that don't have like the strongest images, like I'm talking about, like the face tattoos, the colored hair, like all that shit. Like those are the people that last. They have the longest runs in the game.
Yeah.
Because like people aren't just like interested in them because like, oh, look how he looks, he's cool, like, you know, he's very interesting, like I'm amused at him. They'll look at this guy and be like, yo, like his music is fire, and like I actually like his music. I want to listen to this before I go to sleep. You know?
So you sound very educated.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not
like
only
mature.
just the music. It's a lot more what you have to say. I think people might be interested in what you actually have to say.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, this kid gotta like go
Yeah,
ahead
now
on
you
his
seem like
shoulders
you've
and
broken
stuff.
down the whole hip hop thing and where you want to be at to a science. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm only dumb sometimes.
Yeah, it
How old are
happens.
you?
We all dumb.
Like I'm grown.
He said, like
He
I'm
puts
grown,
that
like,
on his
time out,
applications,
what?
by the way. Be like, how old are you? I'm like grown.
Grown years
Dot,
old.
dot, dot.
I'm grown years
Heard
old.
you.
Heard you. Right.
Old enough, right?
I'm old
what-
enough to get into any club I
So-
want to.
Okay. But I have a question.
Okay, go ahead. You go first.
So, all right. So we know you're from Brooklyn.
Yes.
How did being from Brooklyn play a role on your music,
Being from
or
Brooklyn.
does it play a role on your music?
I feel like for me, it doesn't necessarily play a role on me, cause what's like the Brooklyn artist, like if if you said, like if I told you name me an artist from Brooklyn, like what do you picture in your head? Like you'll say
Right now,
rapper.
Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
Casanova,
Yeah.
you know, Don Q. That's
Yeah.
it.
No, that's BX.
Yeah.
BX.
I mean, you know what I mean though. Like
Yeah.
it's like
So you
like
lyrical.
that kind of artist.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I'm not that. You know, but the difference.
Would you
is,
compare yourself to an artist right now?
If I could compare myself to an artist, I could compare myself to Post Malone, Sway Lee, Gashi.
Heard you.
It
Yeah.
could be like
I
you know,
feel that vibe. Yeah.
it could be like, you know, never ending, because everyone sounds the same now. But like the point that I'm trying to make is that growing up in Brooklyn, being an artist 10 years ago, and then from, you know, not being like that old, growing up with social media, which is worldwide, like it's very different. Because like life, like you guys could say, like life back then, like without everyone having their phones and Facebook, Instagram,
It was
everything.
more fun. I don't care what you say.
I
I don't care.
All right, take it
I
easy.
mean, everyone.
No, I think he's trying to say
Nah, I
like
get what he's saying, but I'm just saying life back then was like
I mean,
popping.
but it's not the same. It's
It
not
was
the
lit.
same.
Yeah, times are changing. Like what was to us
Yeah.
being that age was fun. Now is a different type of fun.
Cause like let's say I didn't have video games, you know, or I didn't have my phone. I'll probably like be chilling by the deli. I mean, I do chill by the deli all the time, but like I'm saying like all the time. Like I'll just be like doing
Post it up on the corner.
I'll like just be there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
but
like-
now you have access to so many different things you want to do.
Like I could literally open my Snapchat, my Instagram, and like hit up whoever I want, hit up any girl I want, hit up all my boys, be like, yo, like you want to link up right now? What's up? Like
That
pull up.
instant gratification. I heard you.
Bro, and also like I don't know, I feel like just like everything's different. Like cause I mean I'm not one to compare, cause like I did not live both worlds. I lived in my world, you know. Like this is like the new generation, kind of, you could say.
yeah.
And it's like a big difference.
But both worlds in regards to what?
Like I'm trying, like it's hard for me to explain it, cause like I'm saying like the social media age,
Okay.
Yeah, we
So
are in the age
before-
of viral.
the ice age.
And
You mean like
social media.
MySpace before the MySpace?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
when the
MySpace
kids was outside running around doing.
No one's running around anymore.
Right.
Nobody.
Shit was
It's
different.
true.
I don't even
Sitting
see
down,
kids
getting
playing like manhunt, tag, and all
Yeah,
that.
on
you
their
know?
Ding dong ditch.
That used to be our
Yeah.
garbage basketball. If you didn't want to
Dodgeball.
walk to the park or some shit, in the hood, whatever.
No, but these kids don't know what it feels like to be the last kid picked on the dodgeball team no more. God
Or
damn it.
kickball,
It seems like you know
yeah.
a little bit.
Well, let's bring it back
We're not
up to
gonna talk
date.
about me,
So you're
not about
what
me.
was the way you said your age again? I'm old.
He don't want to tell us. He said I'm old enough.
I'm grown. There you go.
He don't wanna
So,
tell us.
I'm sure this is a party starter podcast. We're DJs. So what's one of the craziest parties you ever been to?
Craziest party I've ever been to.
And you gotta start like so boom. This is how it went. Go.
All right. So boom. Wait.
He goes, wait.
Good?
That's not it.
Like good or bad?
No,
Good.
like,
Oh,
lit,
all right,
like
well,
a
he had a good
crazy ass
one,
experience.
and then a bad
crazy.
one.
I'll tell you crazy.
Yeah,
I'll
you
tell
want to
my
know the
craziest one.
tea.
All right. So
He
boom.
got to clear his throat. He's like, you got any more water over there?
All right, I went to the club with my boys, right, for one of my boys' birthday, and we're all chilling. We're chilling by the table, you know. Like I pull up with the drip, you know. I got bottles, holding bottles, everything.
Right.
I'm chilling, like, you know, having a good time, and then this one girl pulls up on me, and then you know, I busted a move real quick, and then she had a boyfriend, and then I could curse, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right. Yo, so her boyfriend comes up to me like, yo, what fuck you doing? That's my girl. I was like, yo, honestly, I ain't know, bro. It's not even that deep. Like, just do your thing. My boy pushes him, right? He's like, fuck you talking to my mans for? And then,
Who mans is this?
and then Playboy Cardi's just playing. I remember the song, like Playboy Cardi's playing Magnolia in the club, and then it was like literally all my boys, like 10 of us. We just like, we fucked them up. Like we were just violating and.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Poor
edit this
kid.
out because we're gonna get Rafi Malice in trouble.
Yo,
But
poor
that does,
kid.
Okay.
Yeah, but don't take me to jail. This might be a
Yes.
lie.
I mean,
There you go.
Probably
Just
not.
to
This
confirm
happened
the end of that.
This allegedly.
might be
happened.
they're not gonna go to
Allegedly-
hard in New York for that.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
he fucked. All right, we're gonna just switch the story. So we going on tour with
Yes.
Fetty Wap. When does it start?
Fetty Wap. It's September, right? All right, September 18th.
Have you vibed with Fetty Wap? We had Fetty Wap on the show too. It was-
Nah, I never met him
he
before.
good dude, man. You gotta really
That's
get
dope.
to like on
Before,
that.
hold up,
Yeah.
I want to know, what's the biggest stage you performed in so far?
Biggest stage
Because
I
you about to
performed in?
touch some shit.
Doo-doo.
Like not like a few hundred people. Like I performed that. Like I opened up like those little clubs before.
Mhm.
Like actually I
Like showcases.
yeah, like you know, like those. I don't know, what do you call those?
Showcases.
Showcases.
Showcase.
Like a SOB.
Yeah, yeah.
It was at, I forgot what the place is called now. It's called Freak.
Yo no sé, papo.
No, and what's that big place in Queens? Auto something.
Amadeus.
Amadeus, yeah.
Amadeus, yeah.
Yeah,
What you call it?
Amadeus is
Amadeus is a good
dope.
crowd.
Auto something?
It's Amadeus though.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
what
man,
I'm saying.
Amadeus.
Auto some shit, yeah.
So you gotta get ready though, cause you about to touch a lot of.
But I'm
like-
pretty sure you look like you feel comfortable around people. You could
Yeah,
be
I'm ready.
Do you
yourself.
have
Just
a
make
hype
sure
man or you like your
you
own hype
working
man?
out those. You might be out of breath.
I don't really have a hype man,
Yeah.
but like I'm very confident in myself.
None of your boys is like, yo, I'm that. Fuck, I'm.
So
got
have you been like rehearsing? Is there a
You know what I
rehearsal
mean?
process, or you like to just go out there and freestyle your performances?
I mean, there is rehearsal,
uh-huh.
but I be doing my thing.
Yeah.
I be doing my
believe it.
thing.
I believe
for
it.
real.
We gonna make sure we check our boy out. You know what I'm saying? He going on that tour. When the tour starts?
September 18th.
18th.
There we go.
Why do I keep
Also-
forgetting September? Such a weird month.
Also, I seen your IG.
Yeah.
You were with French Montana in the studio. Shout out to
Yeah.
Rico. Rico's in the
Shout
building.
out, for real, shout out to French Montana for showing so much love,
Mhm.
and shout out to Gashi for showing so much love and setting that up for me.
Oh,
For real.
nice.
Yeah.
So you and Gashi have a good connection. You guys
Yeah.
got building a friendship, or it's already
Nah,
locked in.
that's
Yeah,
the bro.
yeah.
That's the bro. Like he
Nice.
did a lot for me, and I respect it a lot.
So
For
can
real.
we expect something on the way from you in French?
I hope so. I mean, we got.
Top
Trying
secret,
to get
Rico. We
clearance
not
right
not
now? We
revealing
got
any
clearance right
information. I
now?
think Rico
Like-
knows what's going on here.
I mean, we have a few tracks. We got some stuff in the works, but like who knows with music? Like who knows if it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
drop, it couldn't. But I mean, like
Yeah, but you
It's
know
fire.
French is like the king of
Like, you coulda
remixes, so
made
you
it
might
now, but
drop
it won't
some
probably
shit
drop
and he
for a
like,
long
I
time,
want to
you know
hop
what I'm
on it.
he actually brought me out of my comfort zone.
that's,
Why would
that's
you
good.
say that?
That's good.
I don't like. He like put me on like some 1960, like 1660 beat.
In 1960.
Not
beat.
realistically like a 1980s type of vibe.
That's
and
cool.
Like, I still killed it because like I kill everything.
All right.
But, like,
Big facts.
Started. Go ahead.
but like that was just like different for me.
So other than French, is there some other artists that you would love to work with, make music with, producers or anything like that?
I really bad. I would like probably want to make a song with Oasis.
Mm.
And like Ellie Goulding, like
Yeah.
Wow.
that's my shit. Like,
So you
for real.
really want to get more on the singing vibe with a lot of things, or you
just-
would feel like rapping on those kind of records?
Or EDM.
You want to make some worldwide shit.
Yeah, I
Worldwide,
like. I just make like whatever the vibe is like.
Mm-hmm.
But like I really like. I'm not like such like a rapper like that. I like making singing music.
Yeah.
Just like I just make vibes.
The song
dope.
with
That's
Quavo,
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Yes.
How'd that work out?
I mean, I sound like I'm from Brooklyn on that Quavo track.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn.
Was it a track already made and you got on it, or it was your track and then you like reached out? It was able to get
Nah,
them.
it was they had sent over acapella,
Okay.
and then they're like, here, yo, you have the acapella now, just like get the beat.
Mhm.
And I hit up my boy Virus, and I pulled up to the studio. He cooked up the beat. Like a day or two later, I went to the studio. I recorded my shit, and boom.
Send it out.
Nice.
Just like that.
So
We
once
need to
that
hear
is,
that first.
Rico
so
said
You
fire.
got to be the first ones to break that. If anybody hasn't break that, you got 3 DJs right here.
Obviously.
yeah,
what I'm saying?
say
We're in the
hello.
right building.
So,
Yeah, I
you're in
see
the right
logos
place.
all over this building.
You already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, my man.
So
what single
being
you-
a unsigned artist, how do you feel about that? Would you ever see yourself being signed to a big label, or you want to stay unsigned and be independent?
I mean, I don't see myself signing to someone and being under someone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially not an artist or like, because like I want to obviously like I don't want to have a cap over my head. I want to be bigger than someone, than everyone. Everyone wants to be number one. I don't want to be under anyone.
Yeah.
And I could see myself doing partnerships, working with them, but not being under them.
Gotcha.
So you wanna? I guess you got a bag behind you. You don't really need no label money right now. That's what he's trying to say. Oh look, we got J Noah Entertainment tuned in right now. That's the person
Yeah.
who's putting together your tour.
Shout out J Noah.
J Noah,
Yeah.
Rafi Malice in
The
the
man.
building one time.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Rafi.
Yeah.
Rafi Malice just popped out to the cut.
Yo, so we
so what
definitely
do-
appreciate you coming.
Wait, I want to know
for
what single are you pushing right now? What
yeah.
what are you promoting right now?
I got my track right now out. It's called Found, and like, that shit going crazy. For
that
real.
single that's no features. That's just
Nah, I don't have anything out with features right now. Actually, everything. I mean, like
You actually got some, I think, on Spotify with like 600,000 plays, streams, right?
they're like
Is it?
700,
700
600.
now? What song is that?
Bad to the Bone.
Bad to the Bone, yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
else
So you
actually
doing
told me
numbers out
about
here.
that too. So
Yeah,
your
that
name
shit
is going
crazy.
around, man, which is a good thing. God bless to that.
Yeah, people talking, people hating,
That's a
people
good
showing
thing.
love.
Hey, hate is good promotion too, bro.
Yo,
Yep.
hates are the best.
Hate is one of the best promotion because it makes people be like, oh, what the fuck is this? And then they be like,
No,
oh,
no, you like
he's
hate?
not that bad. I fuck with him.
I like hate because like it shows me like because people only hate when there's good,
Yeah.
like the good comes with the bad, and like
Obviously.
people are gonna
Absolutely.
hate, and I just be like I don't like I just like oh like why are they hating? Now I see why they're hating because I'm doing good
That's it.
It be like
for
that.
real.
Well, Rafi Malice in the building, ladies
Shout
and
out to
gentlemen.
Rafi
People,
Malice on
thank
the
you so
Party
much for
Starter
pulling up,
podcast.
pulling up. Like, what's up? What's up?
Yeah, shout out Rafi Malice, handsome coming out soon with the video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Let's
handsome
get it.
We'll be
That's
right
it.
back, y'all.
for real.
Yeah, but you're not
But
her
it's
friend.
her
That's my
party though.
friend.
No, that's my friend. There's certain
You
things
just
that
mad at
girls.
what you talking
There's
about?
certain things that she tells me that she ain't gonna tell you. So how you figure she ain't my friend?
Y'all just met each other. Now y'all cool.
I think you try to set me up. And who is this girl? I'd be damned if you ever bring her to one of our bookings.
Listen, all that is
No, it's
whack.
not all of that.
That's
you know,
whack.
no, it's not all of that. You know what? A girl have beef.
Welcome back to the Party Starter Podcast. It's your boy DJ Scenario.
I'm DJ J5.
And it's your baby daddy's favorite DJ, Blue Diamond.
Oh, my bad.
Like
Like
that?
us to introduce ourselves too?
No, not yet. Not yet. But
Oh.
I'm just looking at you because you're funny.
I don't know what episode. What episode is this?
This is episode 9.
Episode 9. So listen, episode 9 is now featuring DJ Self's Topic Time, and I go by the name of DJ Self with my co-host
Emo Man.
Emo Man.
Emo Man.
Okay, Disco Dave, you know who I am.
Disco
Dave.
Dave.
For those who don't know, I'm gonna say it in
Light
self
lit.
voice. For those who don't know, he's a staple in the nightlife
Yes.
community.
Oh, yes.
That's
Self
right.
voice.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know,
God.
Emo man.
man.
Yes, and the New York City's nightlife.
New York City's nightlife, definitely. Make sure you check these two guys out. Topic Time, every Wednesday.
Every day.
Every
on
day
Power
is Power 105.1, but
Yes.
Emo Man especially is every Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
He takes over with DJ Self, Topic Time, Power 105.1.
Yes.
Big
Thank
deal.
you for your support.
Yes.
Yes.
For your editing.
Blue, talk to me. What's going on?
So, all right. Earlier, I asked my live, what would you guys like for us to talk about? And since we are all DJs, the people are complaining.
And Dave is actually not a DJ.
No,
Emo
Dave
man.
used to be a DJ. See,
Disco
he
Dave.
used to be a DJ.
That was
I'm an original DJ.
He is.
Oh,
an
she
original.
said
I forgot.
she said speak for yourself.
I apologize.
Original.
He did with records.
I
Yes.
still do DJ.
Yes,
but
he
I
did with
play
records.
house
I
music.
apologize. With
That's
records.
right,
Yes, he
right.
Okay,
did.
see?
With
So-
records.
When you really had to
Wait,
show DJ skills.
He said, I'm a
we don't use-
DJ,
we don't use
DJ.
records
on the record
Okay,
and
my
all
So
fault.
I forgot. Yeah.
Now
you know what
people
I'm
use the sync button.
He's trying to
absolutely.
shed light. Hold up.
Shots
Right.
Hello.
I know who he's shooting shots at because I know how to DJ vinyl. So, anyways,
Dropping the needle on that.
but
go.
anywho, you feel me? Anyways, but the topic was people are complaining, promoters are complaining. They're saying that the top DJs who they're paying like $1,500, they're too comfortable. They
What
come
that
to
mean
the
about comfortable?
like they come, they're playing the same set in certain parties or whatever. It's like they're tired of hearing the same sets by the same poppin' DJs, right? Y'all get paid. They feel like, I'm saying you guys because I consider you a top DJ.
So this refers to you.
No.
This is your question.
No, time out because
Part A.
I can't say that for Self because I'm in Starlets every Monday. I hear Self has a different set every Monday. Does he pick some of the same songs? Yes. It's different rotation every time, every week. I'll give you that.
Let me say this, right? And I can't speak for everybody, but I could generally speak. I think that party goers are used to familiarity. So when I say that, it's the same thing as when we go to the power intro. A lot of times people say, "Oh, Trey Songz that's not it or whatever." I don't think that they don't particularly like Trey Songz. I just think that they're used to that.
They're used to.
Their brain is already programmed to hear it one way.
So sometimes as a DJ, you may try new things, but the audience really don't want new things. I've learned that by being on radio, whereas before I was on radio, a lot of times people say, "Yo, they play the same songs over and over." Then now I'm on radio, you pick up the request line, y'all want to hear Drake. Y'all just played that. Yeah, but I just got in the car. I really like Drake. So, it's like people want to hear
What they wanna hear.
familiarity. People like to sing along. You understand? Like, it's just point blank period. The people like to sing along. So, familiarity is the key. And in order to stay and remain the top DJ, you have to keep your audience happy.
Entertained. Which
You
I'm
understand?
going to agree on because me personally, I don't like to add whack songs to my set. So that's why I personally don't take, per se, if an artist comes to me and say, "Can you play my track?" No, I'm not. Why? Because people don't know your record. And I'm not going to stop in the middle of a headlining set to play a record that nobody knows because you're not going to get a reaction out of it.
At the same time, I think there's a lot of DJs that have bad sets. I could say there's been a day or two.
Yeah,
I was
but-
like, damn,
Or three.
Got a couple of them now.
No, I think people don't realize that DJing is a form of art, and if you're really into what you're doing, I don't know, I put emotions into my shit. Like if I'm off that day, my set's definitely gonna be
I think
off.
it's bigger than being a DJ. It's about being an entertainer.
That as well.
Like, you gotta look past just playing music. You gotta do different things during your set. Like a lot of DJs that get booked the most are ones that talk on the mic. Like they know how to rock the crowd, get them hyped
Self's
up and
an
all that.
entertainer.
I try to entertain. I
think
think that this
I
conversation is a little unfair also because there's no promoters here to do the
Yeah,
I
game.
feel like if these promoters is on
No,
live
that
right now,
promoter
they
was the
should
one that
act
was
some
saying
names.
that.
Let's
That's-
talk
I got
about
that
some
from the
names.
promoter.
I think it's just kind of unfair. Okay.
Some of the promoters.
That's
There
cool.
you go. Let's ask the questions because
Wait, she just
I
asked the question.
run nightclubs, so I experienced this. These top DJs coming into my venue or multiple venues that I was operating and hear these DJs play. I used to at one point manage Salsa con Fuego for a whole year, and there was a great DJ that played there. And some owners,
Which is, sorry to stop you, that's one of the biggest clubs in New York.
in the Bronx, yes. And one of the owners actually programmed the DJ. Some owners do that. They tell the DJ, "Listen, I need you to play this genre of music. So at some point, you can only play there's only so much salsa merengue records you can play,
Right.
you know, that are hits. So you're gonna sound redundant at a certain point. And after a year, I was just over it. You know, I was just like,
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here. You know,
There's no versatility there.
And even now in Amadeus, you know, there's some DJs that do come and they are complacent. You know, they go there and they don't really. What I don't see is some DJs really putting on the show.
Digging in their crates.
You know, right. You
Self
know,
voice.
putting on the show, like really going up there and showcasing your talents.
Yeah.
You know, some people feel like I already made it, so I don't have nothing else to prove. You know, they still something to prove always to that crowd that's there at that day, that they could go home and say, wow, this dude was rocking. You see what he did, and he put this on with this song. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
I want to say that it's very hard for a DJ to do that now because people don't even pay attention to the DJ. They pay attention to more of their phones. So it's like when they in the club, they look more in their phones and partying with their phones more than they paying attention to the performer. Even when someone is performing as far as an artist, the first thing somebody does is pick up their phone. They don't even look at the artist anymore. Like you're not even paying attention to the artist. You got your phone up in the sky.
People become more
social
concerned
status.
about showing other people that they actually in the building
Social
instead of
status now
having a
has-
good
yes.
time and being in the moment.
I mean, there's a lot of things now seem to be hindering, you know, the DJ. You know, another thing that is there's some DJs that talk more than they play records. You know, and it's like, can you shut up and play the song? You know, I like this song. I can't even, you know, this is not karaoke. You know, we're in a nightclub and a lot of DJs do karaoke. I don't know, maybe it's because some don't know how to mix from one record to another or transition, so they feel the need to speak and then say a part of another song and then throw that song in. I don't know what it is. I just think that there needs to be a balance of DJ blending and then talking and then scratching. And if you could put that together, to me, you're a profound DJ at this point.
I think a lot of DJs in New York just slam records now.
Yeah.
Especially in New York.
Yeah,
Because I go
like-
other places, they transition, they mixing, they quiet. You
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
even
A lot
gonna
of
lie.
DJs in
I
New York
caught
slamming
myself
records.
like I was blending a lot, and then I caught myself like changing my ways because I'm like hearing the way everything is going, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
it don't even matter if you blend a record no more. You could just drop shit, and people still reacting. And it's just, I guess the crowds are changing because back in the day, blending was big. That was a big deal.
Married.
Yeah, I know. I've been with the same girl for like
We just blew him up.
20 for like
years.
19
Yeah.
years.
Well, he got a ring on,
Maybe
so
he
that's
wasn't
why.
know nobody. Like, you didn't know?
I know I switched it up. That's a very beautiful thing. That
Yeah,
you
and it's
married.
hard.
On
It's
top of
been
that today, how self blows up other people when they got rings on. You know, like, let's have that
Well, you blow
conversation.
yourself up if you wear the ring. You know,
Yeah.
normally you take
can't
it off.
but
Hello.
then you got that other
yeah,
problem.
nah. I like to
It-
keep
it fell,
everything
you know?
out in the
It
open.
fell, right?
It
I mean,
fell.
for a lot of times you have a ring. You know, that's more of a attraction to women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello.
And going back, I will say this though, like those when I go to these avenues and these marquee clubs and things like that, those DJs I noticed, those open format DJs, they found a way. One, they don't have the gift of maybe talking like self to really play with the crowd. So they found a way to transition from this 80 BPMs to 125 by remixing the record and editing it and transitioning it down that it goes to another record and they never talk and they just rock. And sometimes you need that in a club just to party, listen to the music. And if a DJ's really rocking, you forget about the phone. You forget about the phone. You forget about picking
That's a
it up.
fact.
Forget about the phone in 2019, brother. It's impossible for you to forget about the
Maybe
phone.
it's just the house heads.
Yeah,
I think it's in the,
It's
it
a
depends
different-
on the
it's a-
environment.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
what you in, like the scene we're in, people are more concerned about how they look to other people.
Yeah.
I feel like that the house music parties are a better vibe. Like people actually
I would-
rocking out. The crowds are bigger. And
Different drug use.
yeah.
No,
It could
but
be
I
that
went
too.
to a downtown
Like, you know,
party
like
this
the
weekend.
urban scene is more of marijuana. You understand? And the house is more of a upper and downers. You understand? So it may be different. Drug was more uppers, so it might be a different drug use.
I would have
Can be.
agreed with that, but I just recently went to this party and I'm like, it was urban people, it was an urban crowd. It was barely any Caucasian people in there. And they were just so lit to so many old school records. I dropped chicken noodle soup. They went crazy. Like, and
That's
I-
also a
old
gift
school,
is
right?
reading the crowd.
that's old school to me.
Okay. No.
What about Swag Surfer? Swag Surfer's old school?
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Yeah, that would be definitely.
That's that's my time. That's when I was in high school. That's when we was
Yes, it would
getting
be.
light work too. Like you feel
Every
me?
beat
So,
for
like-
president's definitely super classic.
like-
Digging in the crates for you.
That's
Yeah. She's like, what?
No.
like, sorry,
The
that-
furthest back I go is probably like John. No, that's no. What was the name?
You would have said 6ix9ine. I would have been like,
No,
that's
no,
something
no.
totally
The
weird
kid
about
that's
this
it.
right
What?
now.
John something. John B.
John B.
Yes,
Okay, John B.
John
Yeah, that's
B.
kind of classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Can I get some points for
They
that
don't
shit?
know, huh?
Party
Let me
Starter
get that.
podcast again. The party started over here itself. I see it. Yo, so speaking of like parties, let's start with Dave, my bro Dave.
Yes.
What's one of the
We call
craziest?
him Emo Man.
Emo
behind
Man.
Oh,
the
my bad,
microphone.
my bad.
Emo Man Wednesdays. You get it?
Right.
Emo Man, Disco Dave, but we gonna call you Emo Man. What's one of the craziest parties you ever been to in your whole life? Like one that stamped in your memory, like wow, that shit was fucking crazy.
I have to say it was actually a house party called the Monster Ball. It was a Halloween party that
uppers.
this couple it
Whole
had
lot
nothing
of
to do-
uppers, downers,
this couple
all
dude
overs.
they took orbit space when I was running operations there, and they transcended that whole club. It didn't even look like it, and they had all these big DJs, the Martinez brothers, art department. I mean, the DJs were at least worth $200,000 collectively. You know, the DJs, and it was just rocking. They had the lady laying there with sushi on her, so people were coming in and they were eating off her body. Then they had cages. It was private. You couldn't have no phone. You couldn't have no phone there. It was just a wild party. It was packed. It went on for like 14 hours.
14 hours.
14
Okay, like
hours.
to like.
Yeah, it was.
So
was
we gonna
just-
start hitting Dave up to go to parties.
it
from
was just
now on.
rocking. It was.
I mean,
It's what party needs to be. It's unfortunately that in the hip hop scene, we can't do that. You know, we got to do our time from 10 to 4, 11 to 4, you know, as house music, they can go because, you know, in essence, you can dance in a club till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, just can't serve alcohol, you know, and you put a bunch of hip hop people together, and at 5 o'clock they start looking at each other, ready to who owes me money, and why is this guy looking at me, and they kill the whole vibe instead of just partying. Why can't we just party till 7 in the morning, have a good time like the house heads? We just can't.
I think that the urban clubs, they just the owners are more money hungry. I think that's why they don't let people party past 4, because in retrospect, most people get to clubs at 3:15, like
Especially
late,
in New York.
and they kick you out. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it's like, you know, and it's trained in our head that, you know, and I always tell people, you don't have, the party don't have to be done at 4. You just can't serve alcohol anymore. Correct. But I think that the reason why they close the doors is because they can't make any more money.
Yeah.
That's just my
But you
opinion.
still, in the house world, they still make money because if you come at 4:30, you pay $30 to get in. You know,
You need a lot of water for the uppers.
Yeah, and you sell Red Bull and water. Absolutely. But you know what? What you're saying? What you're saying that the urban community can drink Red Bull? They might be tired. They might want to stay up.
They just
You know
want
what I'm
weed.
saying?
But it's
Weed
more
and
like
Henny. That's the
marijuana
urban-
is more
that's
of
the
a
urban
downer.
community.
You understand? So I just personally, you know,
I don't
and
know.
then,
When I have smoked, I could work out. You know, I'm up and chilling. I don't want to smoke and go to sleep.
Nah, I get
Emo,
paranoid.
I think we're taking over this show. Emo man.
Nah, that's what we're here for.
So all right, back to the craziest party self. What's one of the craziest parties you ever been to in your whole life?
That'd be hard to I have to really think, but like first coming off, I would say the Tunnel, which was to me like one of the best urban parties that went on every Sunday, and I was like 15 or something sneaking in, and like those parties.
They thought you was a
great.
busboy. Like, you know, there's
No,
African
I would
busboy
have
or something.
loved to be a busboy to be in there, because then I wouldn't have to get there
You would have
early.
made a lot of money though.
Yes, I used to have to go to the club at 7 p.m. to get in there by 11 or something like that, because
Just
the
to make
line
sure
always
you
was
would
long.
maneuver your
Shout
way
out
in
to
there.
Tracy Choi, who was my partner in Orbit, and she was the manager at the Tunnel at the time when you're talking
Ooh,
about.
Okay.
So
that
how
was
do you
a-
maneuver yourself in there at 15? That's a long time
I used
ago.
to
I'm
have
sure
a
you
fake
can't
ID.
get in.
Well, not a
Okay.
fake ID. I used to have a friend's ID. You know, that looked similar to me, but they didn't really care. Like, it was more you could pay. You know, at that time, I don't know if security guards do that now. You know, but at
We-
No,
that
they're
time,
still doing that now.
I don't know.
Okay? They're still doing that
Allegedly
now.
statements.
25.
I know. They're still doing that.
45.
You know, you
Okay.
can pay.
That,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's an old school hustle that's never going away.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Facts.
So I used to go in there, and that was just the time where you could see people from all over all over the United States. To be honest with you, wasn't just a New York thing. Like people would come from California, Baltimore, Florida, different things like that, and you just hear music and what's hot in the streets or what was hot out outside.
So the tunnel was it.
I've never been to
you was
a
somebody
party.
who was at the tunnel.
No, I mean nobody's got in the tunnel because the tunnel you sold like 5,000 maybe something like that, right? And every week, every Sunday night, it used to be about 5,000.
And the funny
So
thing,
the owners was killing
to
it.
piggyback off of what he said, I was going to the tunnel when I was 15, 16 too, and it was house music straight. Before the Funk Flex took over, it was straight house. And it was big. It has so many rooms, hidden rooms in there, like you couldn't imagine how big the tunnel was.
What made the tunnel shut down? What was the reason?
That party that he is talking about.
No, actually, that is kind of false. Like emo man, hold on, emo man. Let's not, hold on,
community
emo
people,
man.
nothing.
Let's not do that to the urban. From my understanding, a woman was found overdosed or something like that on a house night, which was a Saturday, the night before.
So now we battling
hold up.
hip hop versus house. Which one was
I
it?
think, and also there was like, if you Google it, maybe you can tell, but it was like drugs and stuff that was a lot hustled in.
Listen,
in there.
I'm not.
Whole
Listen,
lot of
there's no comparison. It's true. The house world, you're gonna get the people that are doing the extracurriculum drugs that they don't need to be doing.
Allegedly.
Extracurriculum
drugs. Allegedly.
that just makes a club malfunction.
Yeah.
And then in the urban side, you just have what I would just say
Violence.
just straight ignorance.
Yes.
No, it's just
I
straight
agree.
ignorance.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
a battle.
it's a battle. Like
Yes.
here you gotta worry about somebody getting maybe robbed, stabbed, shot for whatever stupid reason it might be. And then in the house world, they loving each other, but they're on the drugs and they might overdose.
So it's
Yes, I
like, which
agree.
one y'all
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do tonight?
So-
Y'all want to get beat up or y'all want to get drugged up? Which one y'all
Saturday
want
or
to
Sunday? Beat up Saturday, Sunday, you know.
Can we meet in the middle?
So can we
somehow?
just slap you and smoke
Yeah,
weed? You know,
exactly.
something, maybe keep it in the middle, you know?
Yes.
So-
How about you? When was your first? Don't say. She's like yesterday.
What?
Started.
Yesterday was my best
Drake
party.
came in and started. And
I mean, that's kind of like an everyday thing for me, though. I'm not gonna
heard
say
you.
Well, Starlets and Drake.
no. Like, if you want to talk about celebrities, I come around these niggas every day. That ain't nothing new. But anyways, back to this DJ talk. Let's not talk
Okay.
about me.
What's your favorite party that you endured? You know,
That I've DJ'd.
what? J5's question.
Is that, well, I don't know. Nothing here in New York excites me. Nothing crazy. I think overseas it was cool. I
Listen,
like
you
the
better be
energy
careful
over
because
there.
these promoters might be listening to this. and
You
they
know
might not
what?
put
These
you to
promoters
DJ
don't
if
put
you're not
enough money.
excited,
They don't
you
put
know?
enough money in my pocket for me to be like, yo, chow down. Like, no.
Hey, okay.
And they know what time it is with me. It is what it is, anyways.
How about you, Jay?
Well, I used to be a resident at Club Perfections for a long time, so
Okay.
that was one of the places I was in the most at.
I gotta tell you
There's a
about
lot of crazy
Perfections, man.
things
Crazy.
that you get seen in there. There was a lot of back rooms, you know,
Yeah.
you going to use the
Perfections
bathroom
had
or
a lot
say
of
what's
doors
up.
too.
They had a
But
lot
I
of
thought the
doors in
question
there.
was the best
The
party
craziest
that you
party you
ever
ever been to.
experienced.
Well, that was one of the
in your-
craziest parties that I
Oh,
went
okay.
to. As far as
I mean,
best
but
parties,
that's not fair in a strip club. Like,
Yeah.
like it's supposed to be crazy in a strip club.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
this was a different
Like
type
you don't
of
see a girl
crazy.
running around with her titties out and be like, "Wow, why is that happening?" No, it's
well, to
meant
us
to
it
happen,
became a
you know what
normal
I'm saying?
thing. Yeah, that was one of the. But one of the best parties I went to was actually with in Live in Sunday in Miami.
I never
Because you know there
experienced
was
that.
like this thing going on with like the other DJ on the other side, and and the other DJ on this side. I don't want to mention no names, but they actually DJed together that night
Oh, okay.
at Live, and that was pretty epic, and it was a dope night. So
Nice.
How about you, Scenario?
Live that night.
Oh, that same night.
don't
same
copy
night.
my story. You got
That
a
was
better
it.
story
Yeah,
than
no,
that.
that was
Come
it.
on,
That
man.
night?
You know
No,
what
that
it
was
is?
That was it.
When we would consider to be like a lit night or like a crazy night, you for the most part don't even remember, because if it was a lit night, you was probably fucked up.
You probably remember the beginning, and then after
And
it got
then
Yeah.
you just blacked out.
I went to the club.
I didn't know this is rated R. This is rated R. You could curse. You know.
yeah, we can say whatever the fuck we want to say on here.
Oh, shit,
But-
I didn't even know.
Going back to this DJ talk, right? So the same way that promoters are complaining about top DJs playing the same songs, there's also a complaint of the top DJs who feel a type of way about DJs who are collecting not enough money per se for gigs. Would that be an argument, Self?
I know you talking about yourself.
No, because I'm expensive. I'm expensive, so I don't get booked enough because they can't pay what I want. That's
And
my
do you stand
problem.
strong by that? Like,
Absolutely.
like if you say, yo, I want a stack, and they say, nah, to give you 800, you'd be like, well, hire somebody else.
Absolutely.
All right, good. Stay with that integrity.
I have to, and
No, I'm
you know,
saying, stay with that.
it either works or it doesn't, and I'm okay with that because I make, you know.
You're
Listen, I
confident
think,
in
I
your
think,
craft.
listen,
You're confident in
I
your craft.
personally
Right.
think there's a lot of DJs out there, for me, as running venues that oversaturate themselves, and I don't think that the finances that they do ask for warrants because they're in too many places. You know, there's a particular DJ that I love that I know for like 30 years, maybe 25 years in this game, and I always express once in a while, like, why you don't ask for more and play less? So maybe, you know, that party, everybody wants to go to that party, and then it warrants that pay. To get that same money and you're doing 3 different nights and you're giving people options to go to different places, you might be hurting my business, his business, and every promoter's business at this point.
Well, I think the issue with that part is the world we live in now is out of sight, out of mind. So
Yes,
it seems like you're more light. If you're working a lot, you know, because I see DJs and they'll say, you know, I'm at 2 spots, I'm at 3 spots, and to a consumer that seems like it's better that you at mad spots. You understand what I'm saying? Because it seems like people want you, you know, more as opposed to, you know, like you saying, like building your worth or building anticipation for yourself, but. In these times, you know, people want to see consistency. So that type of thing doesn't work anymore because, like, you know, it's out of sight, out of mind. If you're not somewhere consistently, then people forget about you.
Right?
Yeah,
I agree with
we're
that.
definitely in an era of easily being forgotten because people
mean,
that are barely known go viral. and then
Perfect
people-
example, we 6ix9ine. Like, you know, a month ago, couple months ago, everybody loved him. You understand? Now is, you know, no matter what, you know.
Talking about him no more.
Yeah,
Nah.
because out of sight, out of
people-
mind.
Yo,
no,
in the
people still
clubs you
talk
DJ,
about
do you
him.
play 6ix9ine? If I play 6ix9ine,
well-
I have people looking at me funny. They even come up like, "Yo, take that shit off." I'm like,
Well, I
people
mean,
still
to me,
care?
I think those are somewhat ignorant people. Like,
Yeah.
whatever somebody personally did in their personal life doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, music is
but-
music.
Records is good records.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I say.
but no one thinks about him any. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just out of sight, out of mind. So those type of things I think doesn't work. You understand?
You think 6ix9ine
Totally.
could come out and still do music and be successful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why wouldn't he? He probably
I
in
think
there
he's
doing
still.
the Machiavelli,
I said the
just
same thing.
writing
I
and
think he's
writing
still
and
gonna
writing,
come out,
you know?
and he still can make it. He's still gonna make money on music.
It's whether who's gonna mess with him, being that some people feel like they don't touch snitches and they feel like he was snitching, and who knows what's really going on.
Yo, that comes to a level like we live in an era, bro. There's not no more real gangsters in the
just-
street. Real gangsters is either dead or in jail because everybody films everything and records everything, and a real gangster ain't even gonna say he's
Yeah, he
gangster.
bought a
anymore.
car.
you know
No,
what
but I
I'm
feel
saying?
like people forget about
everybody out here
things.
getting
Like
arrested.
people were really mad at Chris Brown for a long time. I don't fuck with women beaters. We don't do this. We don't do that. He was making underground music for 2 years, and whoop, he's Chris Brown again.
Chris Brown, like one of the highest. Oh damn!
No, but it's true.
Damn.
Look what crazy when you
I'm
leave
so
the
Brooklyn.
building.
I'm so Brooklyn challenge,
But going
huh?
back,
But look, time
going
out,
back to
even
what
with
you-
Self, I think people forget that Cardi was with Self. She started with Self a long time ago. Like, people forget that a lot.
Or they don't, or they just be like, he fucked up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
That's what I hear
I'm
more.
sure
they,
he's still
they'll
got
be
that.
But they
like,
don't
he
know the real
fucked up, but
story.
yeah, but she started
Yeah,
with
yeah,
him.
they
you
don't know
know?
the real story though.
I wonder if she ever dropped the bag and said, "You know what, Self, good looking." You know.
So do you feel self?
Never?
Do you feel you made
Say
Cardi
a lot
lit?
for the people in the back.
Nah,
Were
it
you
is
a big
all-
reason?
I don't think that anybody could. I think it's within the individual. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think that you can give somebody an opportunity or a platform, which I think I did, yes. But I don't think that you could make anybody lit because it's, you know, if I give you raw chicken and some seasoning, you know, I may make or you may bake a chicken different than me. You know, it tastes different.
So
You know,
she cooked that chicken right.
You know, basically, yeah, you know, you
No,
just
and
give
shout out to
somebody,
Cardi.
you know, you give people the 2s and maybe they could 3.
Yep, she made the curry chicken.
I would say this though, you could tell. I just feel like if I was Cardi B, and he opened that door, and whether people felt he didn't walk through that door with her, you know, it still wouldn't take away that once I look and I say, wow, man, I got like $60 million now, and if it wasn't for Self, you know, doing what he did, you know what he said? Let me get this $1 million, 500,000. Thank you for even opening that door. What
Cardi
does it
ever
really hurt
offered you a
You know,
little
what does it hurt?
$500K, a little mil,
You know?
or something like that?
No one never offered me anything.
No, and I say this because
that was Self's door.
No, but I was saying
that was my door.
Yeah, because I just feel like
What's
real
the
people
reason?
do real things.
What's the
you know,
reason?
And you would know where you came from, and you would say, "Yo, this guy plays a part of my success." You know, so I'm gonna bless. It could have been 100,000, 250, 500.
In my personal
you know?
opinion, I agree, but we don't know what her personal thoughts are and why her reasoning is for that, and we don't want no smoke with Cardi, so we're just gonna drop this topic.
But this
right
is not.
here,
Yeah,
okay?
nah, I got love with Cardi. She still follow me on IG.
She's a great artist. She deserves everything she got because she worked hard for
She
it.
worked hard for it,
We're
yep.
just talking about recognition. Let's
No,
say like
absolutely.
let's say
Does
like
he
Kevin
deserve that?
Hart.
Yes.
You know, a friend of mine, Jesse Terrero. He pays a lot of homage to them for putting him in Soul Plane. You know, and they gave him that opportunity to be in a motion picture in Soul Plane, and he shows gratitude for that.
Yeah,
you
didn't
know?
Kevin Hart buy like all his homies
Yeah,
luxury
a
cars
car.
or some shit, like classic cars?
Well,
like 30
perfect
of them?
example of what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
he
Cardi's not
looked
doing
out.
this for her personal people.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Self plays a role of some people being aware. At least there was some awareness because of what he's done. Being why people crack on him because they feel like he should have signed her or whatever they claimed he needed
But
to
people
do.
don't know the story.
Right,
People don't know the
right.
story. I
Shoulda,
know.
coulda, woulda.
I know.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's the
Shoulda,
story of
coulda,
life,
woulda.
right?
Who cares?
There's a lot of things we
You know
look
what I'm
back
saying?
on that we could
As
have
long
done
as he's
better.
still successful, it doesn't matter. You know?
Which he is.
Gwynnin
You know?
team.
I mean, but let's put it
Bird
like
brand.
this. Is it safe to say we're gonna say it like this? You saw something in her, that's why you decided to work with her in the.
He's doing that for me now.
Yeah, I did see something. No
yeah.
homo. You know,
You know, you saw something in her, and you wanted to, you know, be
when
a
we
part
first
of
met,
this.
she wasn't rapping. I mean, let's get that. No, she wasn't a
Yeah, she
rapper.
wasn't rapping.
Had no inspirations of rapping, at least to my knowledge. But it just was more of a opportunity to do television. You know, even when I first started doing television, I wasn't into being a music executive. I just wanted to be the biggest DJ. You know, that was it. You know, I wanted people to scream my name like they scream Khaled name. And you know, once you walk through a different door, sometimes opportunities come to you. Even Blue, I'm pretty sure that you didn't grow up saying I want to DJ, but you know, you probably looked and like, damn, Self getting all these hoes, I can get some hoes too.
Hey.
I'm fucking, I want to DJ too. I don't know, you know, I don't know what turned you into being a DJ. You know I met her, she wasn't being a DJ.
Yeah, we never asked you that,
understand?
Blue. Like, what
You
was
know,
a moment
one day
in
she
your
just
life?
said she was DJing. So, you know, but I'm just saying that, you know, once certain doors open up for you, you start doing different things, which is a nice way for me to segue into, that's why I started doing clothing, which is called Bird Brand.
Yeah.
To anybody, that camera and that camera here, you know, you can purchase Bird Brand at www.birdbrand.com.
Make sure they put that across the
Got
screen.
it, got
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just opening doors. Even with Bird Brand, I used to see this white guy, and he used to come on set at Love and Hip Hop with a box of clothes all the time, give it to the girls, always give it. I'm like, you know, I got no God stuff. Always give it to the girls, give it to the girls. Then the next season, he was offering money. Yo, here, put his $10,000, you know, post it on your gram. You know, it's just the regular girls. Nobody was like super big and anything like that. Then maybe like a year after that, Fashion Nova comes, and this is the guy that owned, you know, that made up Fashion Nova, and I'm like, damn,
Wow.
this is in like 3 years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I've been DJing for a couple, you know, I ain't make my first million at the time yet. So I was like, you know, I may be, you know, doing things the slow route. You understand? So, you know, you got to open your mind. So, you know.
So to speed up the process, drop a bag on somebody if you want them to fuck
No.
with you.
I mean, that's everybody's way of making a baking piece of chicken is different.
Yeah.
You
We're
understand?
back to the chicken.
Yeah, back to the chicken. So I'm not gonna say what works for him may not work for
Yeah.
somebody else. I'm just saying
It's a
that's
whole
what
lot of
happened.
ways to cook a chicken.
You
Now
know?
I'm fucking
I
hungry,
was just
bro.
trying to express the growth. You know,
Yeah.
1 year it was free. You know, the next month it was, hey, I got enough money to pay for everybody. Next month I'm not paying nobody shit. You understand what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna pay this 1-2 people, you know, like that. So
Yeah, he's definitely doing his thing Fashion Nova.
Yeah, he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
I
Definitely.
mean, these girls is getting paid 20,000 a pop. Like,
I'm
just
sure
for
he's
a
paying a
post.
lot more for bigger people.
Yeah. But anyways, back to this DJ stuff, because we was talking about this DJ stuff. Y'all keep
Party
going on
Starter Podcast.
topic.
Yeah,
Shout out to
you
DJ
conversing about promoters, and I also think there's also a problem with promoters just not doing their job anymore.
I agree.
And depending, and to get back to that, in my perspective, where I have to deal as a venue, and I have to have the DJ and the promoter there, and seeing the whole grand scheme of things. There's promoters now that want to become the guy who gets the room. And so it'd be us four here, and we're partners getting 25%, but we're not bringing 100% of the people. And then we look forward to putting self on the flyer,
and 100
for
people
him to
show
bring the
up.
people. It's even gotten to the point that they look forward to the waitresses now to bring the tables and to pose so they could bring people. And what happened to the promoter bringing the people? The waitress service you correctly to be the waitress, and the DJ just playing the right music in order so the people could dance. So then you could have the real party.
Is social media making promoters lazy?
Absolutely. Some guys think that they could post in 3 days and their party's packed, and then when it sucks, talk about, I don't know what happened. Well, let me tell you what happened. Posting 3 days ago on Instagram wasn't the reason why your party was going to be packed.
I ain't gonna lie, 10, 12 years ago, I used to see the promoters that today they're still in the game. Outside, everybody's car.
I used to do that shit.
Flyers.
We used to do that shit on Steinway Street. We used to be on the cars.
Getting everybody's email. I don't see none of that no more
it's not
at all.
No more. It's not no more because now they became like
work.
shareholders in some conspiracy promoter thing that's going on here. I'm telling you, where they get the rooms, since they've been around so long, I guess they found the trust within venues to say, hey, I'll give you the room. And then they get the room, and now we have what we call sub-promoters. And now these guys are
the ones
bringing
doing all the real work.
doing all the work that you used to do.
But you get more to
and
cut,
you got to pay
and
them
then you
out. So
split
if you're
them
not
out.
making money, you're crying about you can't pay them out correctly because he brought 75 people. You got to give him 75 times 10, and now it's hurting you. But you got all these promoters that are partners. Half of them are broke. They don't even have the money to put up to pay for that sub-promoter for the people. And it's crazy. And then they complain about the DJ paying him $1,000, him $4,000, $3,000, and the DJ's asking for so much because he's the reason now the people are coming. It's not you no more. So now he's taking advantage of that.
Yeah. It's a fact. A lot of promoters I notice be booking DJs, be like, yo, bring a table or two. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, I got you. I got love for you, but what are you doing? Like,
when they say that, I just want to hit them with like a table or two.
I've definitely bring a table, try to get a table
who's
to
one
a
of the
birthday,
who's
book
one
a
of the
birthday.
best promoters that you ever come across? Like,
I don't think he should answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
gonna be
we'll
his
switch
lawyer
that.
right now.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
I don't
Okay,
think
let's
he should answer that question.
back to the promoting. The promoters not doing their job.
No, and I don't even mind answering those questions. I think that there's still a lot of great promoters. Whether they put it in the effort, it would be the same thing like some of the DJs that they get complacent and they don't just put the effort and they just play because they know I'm getting this $2,000 here. I'm about to play for an hour, go to this next spot for another $2,000, and no matter what, it's not like. Listen, a long time ago, the promoters tried to come together back in the when there was Club Soul.
Yeah,
Trying to come together at one
Club Soul,
point,
yeah.
and they try to say how let's unionize each other as promoters and say, we don't want to pay J5, $500. I think he needs to be in the $300 bracket. So then
all the promoters agree.
Yeah. So everybody was like, okay, so let's do that. Let's do that because we're the ones throwing the party. He can't throw the party by himself. So then when it came to the night of, when you came and talking about you wanted your $500, I stepped up and I was like, no, we're giving you $300 because this is what we spoke about. Then you started crying to the promoter, and one of them is your man's, you know, and he's like, Dave, why would you tell J5 that, we're going to give him the $500? I thought we had this conversation. We were sticking together.
Yeah, that's where the whole favoritism thing be coming in.
And it never worked. And now it's run amok.
It's definitely
Oh, you
sporadic.
don't
like
know
the
what
stock
amok
market.
is? Just look it up, okay? But now it's run amok where now DJs now, God forbid somebody hires you to play in Made in America or whatever that festival was. You play in that festival, you come back and you $1,000 more now.
That's a fact.
Because now you're telling people, well, if they hire me this festival and you want me to play in your club, I went from $2,000 to $3,000.
Yeah.
I think the DJ game is really, really competitive now. There's a lot of DJs now, and like we're competing with niggas that bring out a lot
I don't
of
think
people.
that means it's competitive just because
It's just
mad DJs now because it's more easy to be a DJ.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
buy a
So now
laptop,
you got these
get
kids that
songs.
just come up, you know what I mean? And it's so easy to be a DJ. Just have your parents buy you a little computer, get some songs from somewhere.
software.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
You go right in and you charging $50 to do the whole night.
I think being one of
what
the
I'm saying?
newest
There's DJs that
DJs
do that.
here. Hold on, I'm gonna speak on that because I was feeling the type of way when I first started DJing. I was like, wow, there's like, I became a DJ because I felt like there wasn't a lot of competition as far as female DJs. I don't like to compete
I'm
in my
glad you
field
said
too
that.
much.
There's not a lot of female promoters either. Why is that?
There aren't.
There's a few. I mean, I don't know why there's not. But there is a few. You will think.
They all selling hair.
I know,
Or
right?
selling ass. That's like-
It's like every girl now does eyelashes and eyebrows and.
There's nothing wrong with that. The average millionaire has 7 different forms of income. So if the girl want to sell some lashes, let her sell some damn
That's
lashes.
a good meme.
Yes,
I
it
love
is
that
a fact.
meme.
It is a fact.
I think she's seen that on Forbes, right? I think I seen that on
I don't
Forbes.
know.
I think I seen that on Instagram.
That's a proven fact that I know.
So if it was
Blue
on
Diamond,
IG, it's a fact.
A new DJ. What do you think? You can do to bring some new awareness to the culture. Being that you're now getting into the game and you're gonna be the next generation. Because Self's been doing this for a long time. So Self, he could do this for another 20, 30 years. Of course, but at some point,
Well, I don't want to do this.
I know.
For the record, I'm just letting.
No, I'm just saying, but I know
'Cause
you
he
can
is
see
still in
where
the building.
you see where he's going. With his clothing company,
Right.
and he's doing all these different things, TV. So at some point, he could wave the white flag on the DJ, and you would think that he would bring people underneath him that he could, school, and then they come in his place, and he'll still benefit from them while he's doing his other things, which will become the 7 incomes you're talking about, which will make him a multimillionaire at this point.
Have you ever had a protege? Like a protege? Somebody that just wants to
Underneath me?
underneath you.
No, not first choice. I've helped out several which I was a co-founder of a crew called DJ crew called The Union. Unfortunately, I think that in this day and age, people don't think it's cool to be someone's protege anymore. Like, they feel they're embarrassed if they carrying somebody's bag and carrying somebody's crate if they're trying to become the man.
Yeah, no, I did that. I carried the crate and I carried book bags for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying that I think that this day and age,
yeah.
if you did, I don't think you did that recently.
Nah,
If you
yeah.
did, because I think that now, the coach is that it's not cool to do that. Whereas a little bit further back, it was cool to do that because that symbolizes that you were next. Now it's like, it's no more growth in anything anymore. Like you come out, people do videos, they already got a Bentley. Like, how you got a Bentley?
Can I disagree with you
You know
real
what I'm
quick?
saying? Like,
Yeah, you started at 100.
First video.
I'm going to disagree real quick.
And I'm gonna say, even with a bartender, something, no one posts, oh, I had a fucked up night tonight, I only made $2. You first thing you post, you throwing money, you sitting counting money, different things like, so it's like
Bartenders be like, I had a fucked up night. I just made $600.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, like, it's no showing. It's
Some
no
people don't
growth.
even make that in regular jobs.
It's no growth anymore. It's not cool.
But
That's what I'm saying.
I think the reason why I'm gonna disagree with that is because it depends on how bad the person wants it. The other day I had posted I wanted somebody to carry my book bag, and the response I got was enormous. I was like, wait, hold on.
Well, you a girl.
Well,
It's different.
I mean,
But this is what I'm saying. It depends on your
these
own
people
damn book
people
bag.
that were trying to be DJs.
They weren't trying to be DJ, but it might
Exactly.
be somebody who might be trying to be a rapper
But
who's like,
listen, what I'm just
That's
saying
true,
to you,
though.
I think you missed the point of what I'm saying, and I said it's not cool now for someone who wants to be in your spot. You understand what I'm saying? Because, like I said to you, is they don't want to show growth. Yeah, some people will carry whatever, or do what they got to do to get in the door. Even, in my times, nobody wanted to be a DJ, but they carried the crates to get in the party for free. You understand? You had 1 million people carry the crates inside. Leaving was when you had to, hey,
what
what's
I
up?
think?
You understand what I'm saying?
You know why I think people don't do that no more? Because of the phones, social media. They could be filmed doing that. Before, back in the day, you could sneak a crate in, like, yeah, I'm gonna get in this bitch, and then they're gonna see me standing on a fucking couch with a bottle, and they don't even know.
But
I think that's what it is. Social media killed a lot of people that should be going through steps.
Well, you think
now
the,
people
the
wanna go from
nightlife,
here
the
to there.
nightlife, the future of nightlife, especially like gentrification happening like in these places that don't really want nightlife in that area when they're building the area up to be like Forbes fucking 100 list apartments, in New York. Dykeman especially.
I mean, that would actually probably help a lot of situations out. There's too many clubs open right now.
With everything that's closing down in Dykeman especially.
I mean, nightlife is always gonna exist. You need it, You know, people are celebrating pain and happiness and anything between. You know, this is why alcohol's always going to do well, because if you're depressed, you're drinking. And if you're celebrating, you're drinking. And anything between. So there's always going to be a place for people to party, have a good time, you know, share experiences. So I don't think it's going to end. It probably will be moved and monetized in certain locations, you know. That will happen, like it was back in the days when it was Mansion, and then it was Marquee, and then it was Susie Wong's, and it was like Bungalow 8. It was like so many places in one spot. It'll get there again. They'll find a neighborhood where they'll just zone it to be these type of things like they do in Miami, which I'm really not versed about because I've been there one time. But I know they have like an area where there's a lot of clubs.
You been to Miami one time?
One time.
Dead
One time.
For real? You look like you could be living in Miami.
I've never even been to live. You know,
for real?
You know why? Because like what you said, I
goes
take
there
this
all the time.
He
Studio 23.
I've been to Miami a couple times, but Studio 23 is a very nice club.
There you go, Studio 23
to visit.
There you go.
Is it?
We
Owned by the same people from Live and all that, or it's different?
I guess they book stuff there a lot.
That sells home.
We going to Studio 23 with Sept, and we bringing that
about.
bottle of Bailey's that's under the table with us.
Oh, why are we bringing that up? They're not paying for the advertisement.
Nah, that's all right. Shout out to Bailey's, man. Pull up. Speaking of, obviously, we're talking about Amadeus, right? What do y'all think about the Queens party scene right
on,
now?
Albion Street.
No,
Albion.
I'm sorry, Albion Street.
Albion Avenue.
Yeah, I'm from
What is it,
Brooklyn.
70 Sound? Albion Street, right? So,
Albion, yeah, Albion.
well, basically one of the nicest clubs in Queens. Shout to Emo. I forgot what the other word was.
Emo Man.
Emo Man.
Man.
Just Amadeus.
7951 Albion Avenue.
So what do you think? I think the Queens club scene in general is growing a lot. Like Steinway is kind of like its own little Dykeman right now. It got Fusion, it got Hangar, it got a couple other spots. What do you think about that? Is that going to last for a long time, or will it Dykeman itself?
As long as people know how to respect, you know, the venues and go there for the reason why it's meant to be there, to celebrate, to party, to listen to good music and dance and have a good time and mingle, it will last. You know, one of the reasons it's growing is because people are moving to whether it's Williamsburg or some parts of Brooklyn and Queens, is because like Dykeman is getting shut down. They're being aggressive over there on the community of what they don't want because of all the fights. And it's a shame because it's not the black man going to Dykeman fucking shit up. You know, it's the Dominicans up there are fighting each other,
that's true.
robbing each other, cutting each other. Whatever they doing is happening between them and all their different clubs and all that. And they made it, they screwed their whole shit up. When at one point it was like, it was an amazing spot to go to. The summer Dykeman was like,
it was,
you know,
if you wanted to go
it
somewhere
was like
lit,
Dominican
go
heaven
uptown.
up there, you know.
Yeah.
And so
You
Black
like
men don't fight. I'm just
Right.
black men.
Yeah,
Don't
black
fight.
men don't cheat, right?
Heard they don't cheat
They
also.
don't cheat. They don't fight. They don't do nothing. What do they do? Just what is it that
love.
you guys are doing?
They love.
We become presidents.
Right.
That was a good comeback.
It took 50 guys before you got one guy to get into there. Like it took a long time.
Yeah, but we in there. Hello.
I'll tell you who's not a president yet. No Latino. I'll tell you that much. But you know, I think that Queens is going to continue growing. And there's no one has opened yet to supersede what Amadeus is, though.
Nah, yeah, Amadeus is definitely the.
It's beating all New York clubs too. And physically, the way it looks, the way it was built. You know, the money
it
that
looks
was
like
invested
it's like
in it.
a city club, like Mansion or
It's
some
a
shit like
Vegas.
that.
It's
You know,
a
like
Vegas club.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a Vegas
definitely,
club.
Definitely.
That's
I'm
agree.
trying
what
to
it
think like, damn, is there another club that?
There is not,
Yeah,
so don't
yeah.
even hurt yourself. Don't even hurt yourself. You know.
I'm really trying to think hard.
No, there is none. I've been in every
Deadass,
club,
though.
and every big club I've been the operator of almost every big club in New York City. And there's nothing like I call Amadeus Jumanji. You can't believe that it exists, but it's there. And we're not finished.
You
We
know
just
what
built
the
the
crazy
patio.
part is?
There's a couple
We're doing the
people
rooftop.
I brought
But it
there
could
walked
get
in.
real crazier in there because there's like, isn't it like 3 floors in there?
Well, we have the main floor, and then it's the balcony overlooking the main floor. And then there is a 3rd floor where we have like a green room / meeting room, my offices, some bathrooms. And then we got the rooftop, which is coming 2020.
Which their green rooms is fucking
So
nice.
is there like any surprise big events coming up? Like a really big event coming up soon that you planning?
I take pride in expressing that I don't feel like I need to succeed by doing major events, meaning putting
Big
big artists.
Yeah.
You know, because I love artists. I think their music is great. We need them. And I think what they don't realize is that venues cannot pay what they're asking for. We're not, I find that there's some art and a lot of artists, there's an ignorant factor that they have in their mind. You're great, you're successful, and you're making millions of dollars. So then give something back to the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Show
Come to
face.
the club.
Show face to the
You know
public.
who does that a lot? I have to say Casanova.
Yeah, he was at
Casanova does
Fusion.
that a lot.
I was DJing at Fusion with Pro Style.
And some
was
do,
there.
but I'm talking about when it comes to performance. Like, perform. If you know you're worth $150,000, charge me $75 for the club, so at least we could break even. Give something back to the people. You talking about $150? Like, I would have to charge everybody in a room that holds 1,000 people $150 to get in order so I could pay you. Who's benefiting here? Just you at this point.
Yeah.
And you already got the millions of dollars. So how are you really for the people at this point?
But let me
So
ask,
on a
let me
business
ask
level,
you,
it's definitely disrespectful.
Yes, this is why
Disrespectful.
I take pride on bringing in good promoters with great DJs like Self, you, the three that I have in front of me, to come in there and rock a party where I can make money, the promoters can make money without losing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I did notice that y'all have a lot of successful nights and y'all don't book big ass acts or whatever.
Don't need to. At some point, the rappers will come because they want to just be a
Be
part
in the
of a
vibe.
great party.
Be having a good vibe. It's a
Wait,
good
but
vibe.
question. I agree. I completely agree with everything you're saying. But doesn't that go back to what you were saying before that makes you, it waters you down a little bit?
Which part?
All right, if you start charging a little bit less to be more in these clubs and give more to the culture, now you're going to start to be in these clubs a lot more. A lot of people start to see you, but that waters you down as a person because now you're out more.
Well, you're talking about what I said about the DJ.
No, the artist.
Even
No,
as
he
a
said he
DJ
said that about
artist,
the DJ.
anything,
He said
as
that
a
about the DJ.
personality.
I don't think that it waters you down. I think that the reason why I don't think it waters you down is because people I think that we have that trouble in being from New York, that we think that the world is just New York and that the world is bigger than New York. Whereas I can go to another conversation where New York artists don't even travel to Jersey. They don't travel to Philadelphia. These places are an hour to get away, or even Connecticut is an hour up, that we just stay,
Right here.
and we go to Queens or somebody from Brooklyn go to Queens or somebody from Brooklyn goes to Peekskill and it's like, yo, we went out of town. No,
Yeah.
that's just that's
That's
you
upstate,
understand?
son.
Whereas an artist from I'll use Atlanta for an example. People say, "Oh, the artist from Atlanta is winning." Yeah, because they travel to different states. They travel to South Carolina, North Carolina. They travel to Alabama. They travel to Mississippi. Or Memphis and do their shows because they know that it's a whole world out there. You understand? So you get in your city behind you. I don't think it waters you down. I think that it helps your promotion because it's showing someone that's not from your town that your town supports you. That's just how I
guess
feel.
it's different levels of people because if you're trying to work towards being somebody, you have to kind of be around and be out and be seen and be heard. But if you're already kind of lit, I feel like
to me, it's no such thing as somebody being lit because you can be forgotten tomorrow. So it's no such, to me, you always got to constantly be working. There's no such thing as to me as a person being lit.
Going back to what you were saying earlier, you were saying, listen, I think certain DJs should charge more and be seen less.
Well, I meant that in the sense of like if Self is doing 4 parties a night and he's charging $500 and his intention is to make $2,000 a day every night he goes out, for that he could do 2 parties and charge $1,000, if that's the case. That's what I mean. And when it comes to artists, it's a little different because I would like to see, Beyonce come to the club and just sing one song. Hey, no, I can't give you $1 million. I know you're worth $10 million. We're not talking about what you're not worth. We're talking about what can you give back to the people. Can you humble yourself to go to the club and sing a verse that people like to hear and just pop up so those people could feel that extra love and makes them want to even go faster to buy your next record.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And I don't think they have that in their mind. I think they just like, I made it, I got it. Who gives a fuck? If they don't want to pay me this, I'm not doing it. And I think there's some point where is it about the money or is it for the people? It's just like even in relationships, you know, men now, you want to talk to this girl, I want to kick it to you and take you out, but are you going to talk to a man that's just humble and is doing the right thing for himself, or you want to talk to me because I got the phantom outside?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's where's the love now? You know, the love for the artist to the people and the girl to her man, where's the love now? You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
Well, I think it's also a little bit different what he was saying. Like with the DJ thing, it's just more of, you know, you're paying for a service. So he's just saying that for the promoter to get the worth out of the DJ. You know, if a DJ's playing at 5 different places at one time, you know, it's like now the customer or the consumer has a choice where to go. Mm-hmm. You understand? I was going to see him in the Bronx, but, you know, I live closer to Jersey, so instead of me traveling to the Bronx, I'm just going to Jersey to go see him.
Emo Man is trying to, like, build a better business out of the whole club scene. Like, if the DJs work better with the clubs and the people that book them, the circle could come around.
Well, I think
better.
it starts with the promoters. Let's say this first off. It starts with the promoters. All right?
Definitely, because there's a lot of DJs out there. You know what it is? Why I feel like sometimes I ain't gonna lie. If it's a big event, I'll lower my price a little bit because it helps me get a better look. You know, that's another thing that I
But
feel
that's
helps.
just smart thinking. It's not watering yourself down like you kind of was expressing.
Yeah.
It would become intelligent thinking, because sometimes, like the saying is, you might have to take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody to recognize it, because maybe you're $1,000 DJ and you took $400 to do Made in America, but now that one person heard you, that calls you and gives you $3,000 to do a gig.
Bro,
You know,
it
so
always
you never
works.
know what
It
it's
always
doing.
works.
You know what I'm saying? You always have to. At the end of the day, I tell people, like, people have this thing like, well, I don't want to feel like I'm being abused or being used. And you're only used and abused when you don't know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, there's no such thing as you being abused and used.
Bro, at the end of the day, you either a victim or a survivor. I'm a survivor, bro. Fuck all that shit. I do whatever I got to do to get it done.
All right, Destiny's Child.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
Heard you, sis. Heard
right,
you,
guys,
sis.
and-
Yeah, I want to appreciate
Shout out to DJ
South,
South, shout out to
the
Emo Man. Club
Let's go, Dave.
Amadeus,
That's
7951
Albion.
Albion.
That's
and
right.
Julan.
And
You can shout-
Julan, that's
and
right,
Julan.
Julan. That's
Great
my
fucking
spot as
food.
well, too.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Oh,
Make sure you
I
pop
know
that
that.
Bird Brand.
Tonight.
It's
Let me know.
birdbrand.com.
Let me know.
Man,
wanna-
we going over there
Yeah.
soon to
It's
eat some
birdbrand.com.
dinner.
That's right.
www.birdbrand.com.
Birdbrand.
Winning
And
entertainment.
Bailey's.
Okay.
Bird
Bailey's.
Brand. Shout out to Lou Caz, all that fans. Let's do
I'm
that.
still
You
waiting
heard?
for my care package. So
Ah, shit.
Yo,
Well, we have a pop-up store that you can go
Coming
to.
in and I'm DJing the pop-up. by the way. Yo,
You
give
gonna
me
give
the
me
camera.
one man
damn,
the
now I don't know
pop-up
about
shop.
if I'm gonna
website?
pop up. Let's see.
He gonna pop up on your ass.
Oh, what day we doing the pop-up? Come DJing it.
We are doing the pop-up.
Is that the scenario that's happening there?
Is that the scenario?
It's September 14th. Actually, it's during Fashion Week.
Oh,
Shout out
damn,
to
that's right
the
around
Fashion
the
Week to allow us to have a pop-up store during their big Fashion Week that's here in New York City. The address and the time and location will be revealed once I get the okay from the authorities.
Okay.
You know, from the good people at Fashion Week.
So you're going to let it go on Bird Brand. You're going to find the information on birdbrand.com, and you can find it on his Instagram.
Yeah, I
and
will
my
have it on my
because I'm
Instagram,
DJing. I'll
yes.
tell you it again.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there. The party star's going to be there. Disco Dave, DJ Self. Appreciate y'all, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
Can't have no girl leaning on my shoulders. I got trouble now when I go to sleep.